Hey YouTube, I mentioned in my spring update video that we're starting to grow out some chicks. We've got the eggs in the incubators here in our grow room out in the shop, and in a couple of weeks they'll hatch out and they'll be ready for the brooder. We've got a couple of totes that are similar to this in size that we're going to use. We used them last year when we hatched out the chicks inside the house. We had the brooder lamps attached to a shelving unit that was right next to it, but since we got no shelving units over here to attach to, I kind of had to improvise something. So let's go out in the shop and take a look at what I did. Alright guys, here's the brooder lamp stand that I just completed. We've got these two plastic bins that we're going to use as the brooders for the chicks when they hatch, and they won't be able to stay in here very long, but I built this stand with that in mind. So let's just go ahead and go through everything. These things here are about 18 inches wide, so I went ahead and built this top bar across that's 40 inches. The side posts are also 40 inches. I wanted to be able to make sure that we had enough height in the stand in order to be able to lower or raise the lamps depending on the reactions of the chicks. You know, whether they're all huddled under there, we want to lower it down and make them warmer, or if they're trying to stay away from the light as far as possible, we want to be able to raise it up and not overheat them. But let me move these totes out of the way and I'll show you what this thing looks like. So down here below, we've just got the 2x4 base just to give it some stability. A couple of screws, you know, that are screwing the 2x4s together there in that direction, and then the OSB board screwed into both pieces with a few screws there just to give it some stability. And both the legs look like that. And of course, we've got the top up here, kind of got a similar thing going on with the screws going between the two 2x4s. In addition to the OSB board, just giving it some stability to be able to reduce the sway in this direction. And of course, we just got eye hooks, you know, hanging this, and just some cheap chain to be able to hold the brooder lamps. Now the brooder lamps come with these kind of clamps that allow you to be able to clamp this down tight onto a surface and be able to hang the brooder lamps. But of course, with our situation where we're hanging them from the chain, we just went ahead and reduced that. Took that piece off since it wasn't necessary. Now the idea here is that with these plastic totes, we'll be able to go ahead and hang these lamps above the plastic totes while the chicks are in the totes, which only be for just a few days. It won't be very long, and they'll be jumping on the sides and jumping out. And we're going to build a larger box brooder over here that will also serve as their coop, moving it down to the shed area that I talked about in my other video. And this lamp stand will be able to go in there and provide them some heat as well. So it's kind of got a dual function, is the reason why I designed it the way I did. I wanted it tall enough to be able to hang those over the plastic totes, but short enough to be able to fit in the box brooder that I'm going to be building to serve as their brooder and their chicken coop. Anyways, if you like what we're doing, give us a subscribe. Got any questions, comment below and we'll be happy to answer them. As always, talk to you guys later.